Right, class, here's a new task to help you learn how to break your enemy's morale. The moment you shrink in front of your enemies, you've already lost, so don't. It doesn't matter how many there are or how threatening they look, yeah? Take me, for example. Have I ever turned tail and fled like some milksop, no matter what the enemy we were put against? I don't think you ever have. Leave it to the nerds to waste time coming up with strategies and what have you. Listen, there ain't a problem in the world you can't solve by boldly rushing in headfirst. Ishmael and Otis would have boldly rushed in headfirst to shake him by his late apples if they'd been here. Here's what I think. Neither of you got enough luck. That's why neither of you could say shit against those buggers back at the assembly hall. Am I right? Jia Shishu maintained her silence, the old scar for pride growing sore again. So let me help you grow some backbone. Try getting mad at me. No need to shrink, lad. Stand proud. Well, okay, but how could I? Don't worry about offending me, yeah? I can take it. Unlike you two, I've built up enough thick skin for all kinds of insults thanks to my years in the backstreets. I'm bloody invincible. Yeah, well, shut up, Heathcliff. Good lad. You're hardly even a teacher, man. This class sucks. All you're doing up there is standing around trying to look cool. Oh, that one's gotta stink a little. That's it, you little shit. Is what I would have said back in the day. I probably would have struck you with this hammer. I mean, my club. But I've changed too. And so did you. I can see that fire in your eyes has grown. Remember this feeling, yeah? I will. Now let's practice. And it looks like both of you have the perfect sparring partner in each other. Grab your weapons, the both of you. Huh, you mean me and Shichun? I grew my backbone by getting to fistcuffs with the boys during my backstreet days. They break my arm, I break their legs in return. See what I mean? Is that what besties is supposed to mean? Jia Shishun asked with considerable confusion. Well, let's do this, I guess. You don't want me to go easy on you, do you? I don't.
최고의 방책은 전쟁이 일어나지 않게 하는 것. 그 해결사의 역경에 비하면 봉황이 날개처럼 더 이상 두렵지 않아. 다른 누구도 아닌 나 자신을 들여다봐야 해. 자, 알고 있는 걸 전부 말해. 꽃처럼 화려한 바람처럼 가볍지만 벌처럼.
Holy crud, that was a lot of damage.
전부 동이라고. 지도자라면 동료를 포기하지 않아.
What the heck is this? Growth? Hold on. Sinclair, what's going on here? The Clash lose. Deal 80% of the damage. Cannot stagger the target. Rupture. Okay. Not much I could do. Okay. Not too bad. Alright, that's good enough. Bloody hell, lad. That was much closer than I thought. Good match. Geez, don't most people usually lose steam the longer a fight gets? What the heck was that at the end? The two of them clashed with everything they learned, and with all they had learned up until those lessons began. I thought for sure that Jia Shishun would come out on top without breaking a sweat, given that Sinclair wasn't using an identity, and the tough training Jia Shishun had as a family hierarch candidate, but perhaps thanks to the Night Drifter's teachings, or thanks to that mark on his forehead. I saw a glimpse of Sinclair I'd only see it in its select few mirror worlds. You alright, Sinclair? Yeah, it's not like we were going at it with real weapons, and the fight ended before it got any further, thankfully, so I'm not hurt or anything. I'm feeling a bit of a fever on my forehead, though. It didn't seem like Sinclair noticed the single yet clear red line that appeared on his forehead. It's not like anything bad happened when that mark manifested back in La Mancha land, but considering that Damien and Rim are the only other people who'd ever shown that mark, I couldn't help but worry a little. Hey, you ever run away from home before? Where's this coming from? Going by the way you're acting, it's clear to me you're a homebody, but there's something behind your eyes that tells me your life hasn't all been sunshine and rainbows. I wouldn't call it running away from home. It's more like I left home because I didn't have a choice. How did that feel? Like I was melting away into nothing. I suddenly had to face the whole terrible world all on my own, and that was so overwhelming that, well, I'm sure you can't quite commemorate. You've been on top of your game your whole life after all. I did leave Dongyuan by my own volition, but if I'm being honest, and there's something I've never told Wei, I felt unutterably lost. There was so much that I had to do, so much responsibility. I guess neither of us were ready for the world when we left home. I feel just as lost back home though. And there's Heathcliff too. He also left home some time ago. We paid a visit to the manor he grew up in. Heading home must have been pretty exciting for him. You have no idea how much of a journey, the journey back, he spent gussing up and crimping his hair. Something just came up. Class dismissed. Oh, finally, a new Ryoshu. So, are you going to teach us any technique? Haha, it's only been a few days since your training began. It's my other martial arts masters would teach me their secret techniques. So that's what you got you two pouting all lesson. Now that's some good wine. Very well, I'm in the mood. Let me teach you a useful trick. Really? Tell me, what did I teach you to do as you swung your stick? Forget all those things that put pressure on me and face nothing but myself and my movements. And that's only the start of it. First, emptiness of sound. The slight friction from the tips of your toes, the ruffle of your clothes, your breath. Erase them all. Erase every ripple and echo you leave upon this world. The night drifter stands before us, but his presence becomes hazy as mist. Despite the wild movements, we hear nothing. There's something clownish about his unpredictable movements, but they were also so hypnotic and floaty that Gia, Shishun, and Sinclair couldn't look away. Last, emptiness of mind. Try not to force the direction of your heart. Empty your desires and intentions both. Stab without thinking. Penetrate without gazing. Both Gia, Shishun, and Sinclair's necks were marked by small crimps of the twig that pressed their skin. And Zilu, who had been standing next to me all along, had leaped a small distance away, seemingly deep in thought. And my neck hurts too. Guess I wasn't spared from the lesson. I wonder if this fits that saying Yi-Sang utters from time to time, to lose one's nose with eyes open. Immerse yourselves. Make sure your descent is slow and gradual. We've been focusing entirely on the self with your swings thus far, so you should find it quite easy to reach the state of emptiness of mind. Tisk tisk, didn't I just say that one must take it slowly and gradually to empty your mind already? I had taught you my everything had you entered under my tutelage long ago. Am I doing this right? No, wait, I need to relax more. So our new hierarch has found herself the clue to the emptiness of form. What technique is this? Tisk tisk is all just movements at the end of the day. I find it entirely unnecessary to give them those flashy names. A truly secret technique should come without one. Phew. Well, I suppose it's to be our ultimate move, right? Wouldn't it be more official to give it a name? Well, in that case, that's some good wine indeed. I guess I'll go with something like Plastered Sleep Unrestrained Ripples. That name sucks. The class comes to an end with an ultimate move that was probably named in haste. Zilu, who had been observing the class from a distance, approaches the night drifter. It's been a while since I saw someone give a lesson like this, starting from its very fundamentals. Hardly can one find a pupil willing to slowly learn from the very fundamentals in a world of infinite technological advancements like the Veil. I am only fortunate enough to have found 2 pupils who are indeed willing. Veil. Interesting. Your gait, your tone. Were you among the 10 blades of the East? Now, it's entirely unnecessary for you to dig, as I don't quite recall putting anything on your tab. Put your futile questions to rest, for I have no answers to give. The past is like smoke. I've long emptied any history worth delving into. Okay, perfect. Now I just need more Shi and Yang. So with Hong Lu, and let's get Otis in here. See if we can. Don't have too much morale, but I'll upgrade it next time. Well, I'm supposed to teach this class, but honestly, I'm not entirely sure what to do here. It's not like I could suddenly teach you guys to hear the fathoms of other people's hearts. Yeah, it's not like we can suddenly have a heart-to-heart out of nowhere, right? And that is precisely why I have installed this box called Messages from the Heart, the door here when the lessons first began. Messages from the Hearts. The greatest strength of Messages from the Hearts is its anonymity. Here, people can anonymously share the concerns that they have been eating away at them without fear of judgment. So is it like an app? Yeah, this seems like a great idea. I can see how everyone could be more honest about their feelings behind the masks of anonymity. This box is quite heavy. It seems that everyone has been making quite the liberal use of this. Let's see, the one on the bottom has to be the first message. So let's see what it says. Oh, I've got to ask, do these consultations even do anything? Does this mask of anonymity even do anything? Also, what's the point of these messages anyway? You got to whinge at their face. Well, I ain't got much else to say, so, I've got one. My neighbor next door keeps making weird noises at night, so do something about that, yeah? Something about a smoking head over and over again. Smoking head? Maybe Gregor? Having like PTSD flashback or something? The point is, it's getting on my nerves. If that doesn't get taken care of in a week, I'll deal with it in my own way. Deal with it how? It's all just personal grievances. Let's see what the next one says. Who dares harrow the executive manager with such useless, weak-minded complaints? That's Otis. If you're going to continue wasting the executive manager's precious time and cause them trouble, I will personally hold you responsible for that blunder. You best prepare yourself for consequences. Wow, it's like she's right here speaking right into my ear. Never thought written words could cause hearing damage. Moving on. I don't know if it's just me, but someone's probably been spying on these papers, huh? I've got proof too. I folded this piece of paper up into a padlock knot shape, and whoever spied on it did a pretty bad job of replicating it. Oh, and another thing, my compass disappeared. It's the compass I got for surviving the hellish depths of the Belle Morte trenches. We're going to have to re-establish some house rules soon. A theft report. Did one of you steal her compass or something? Nah, no way. We never steal from each other, no matter how hard things get. Something troubles me. Oh, finally, somebody submitted a real concern here. Was the Type A wire that caused the explosion, or was it caused by replacing the clamp part by shattering from the shattering gear? The likely answer has been found. Do not concern yourselves with this message. Well, that's that, I guess. Look, I felt like I should really share this with everyone. This one might be something serious for once. I can't just let this slip away like nothing happened, you know? Yeah, I'm talking about the incident that happened aboard Mephi some time ago. Remember how somebody smashed an alarm clock against Dante's head while they were sleeping? No one ended up figuring out what happened there, right? You're gonna have to bring me up to speed on this. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know exactly when this was, but there was a loud shattering noise outside at night, so we all ran out to see what happened. But no one managed to find any credible clues, so I guess we just let it slide. This is hilarious. What happened here? Anywho, Dante said they were A-okay, so we just moved on from it, but I'm telling you, I saw what I saw. I saw Greg's bug arm. So here's my guess. What if he happened to lose his balance while carrying that alarm clock with one hand? You know what I mean? I'm trusting the anonymity thingy on this. Gregor, he wouldn't. The alarm clock broken due to shock at the time of the incident was pointing precisely at 22:32. And at that only two individuals were awake for the night on watch duty. Guys, this is turning into like a whole investigation. Around 2200, one of the two individuals who were on night watch duty was. Yep, Miss Faust was one of them. Hey Dante. Didn't you have a brief conversation with Faust that morning? Now that I think back on it. I did have a talk with Faust that day, briefly. Faust made a few criticisms on my command style, and she was right, but I pretended not to hear her because I didn't have anything to retort with. Don't tell me Faust actually held a grudge against me for that. So, fellas, I don't think anybody's noticed this, but I noticed a dusting of cigarette ash near the shattered alarm clock. As you know, Manager Bud, there's only two among us who smoke. But one of them stayed put in his own room, you know what I mean? There is a witness too. Unless that witness is a cowardly liar, I'm sure she will come forward and tell everyone exactly what happened that night. I shall prove unto thee that I am no cowardly weaver of lies. In truth, among numerous cosplays I wished to accomplish was the duo of Captain Scorps and the One-Eyed Navigator. Aha, to explain the lore of Captain Scorps, the tale beginneth verily in year 757, after a very long read. Alas, the possibility of procuring a scorpion arm proved more dubious than one could have expected. Thus did I convince young Gregor to join forces with me, to cosplay together and capture the glorious forms in photographs. Though 'twas a pity he had no pipe, only a cigarette between his teeth. And young Ishmael's compass was to be the captain's trinket, and for that purpose I briefly borrowed it from her room. So it was stolen. Oh, woe is me, for I regrettably spilled an entire can of tuna. Another prop, and the compass was swallowed by its greasy juices. Despite my best efforts to restore it, the punny aroma lingereth still. I beg thy forgiveness, Manager Esquire. Well, at least we know who took Ishmael's compass. Frustrating. TC. GWNN and MTL. Is this like a code? Sinclair, translation please? Yeah, trying to parse that from written text is usually way harder. I normally try to read the speaker's tone and the general context of her words, so unfortunately the plot thickens. Guys, are we actually going to try to find the culprit? Nausea bubbled inside me like I'd been reminded of a persistent itch I managed to forget. It's something like shoving a tuning fork into my head. Guys. Alright, that's it. Clockhead readout. I'm going to confront the sun and tell it like it is, that if there's something bugging him instead of winging in his sleep. Now where is he? Hey Knife Heath! I mean, looks like this anonymous person is trying to get to the bottom of this. Okay, so we're gonna learn exactly how this happened. It starts with Heathcliff trying to confront Gregor, and then something happens, and then it just goes crazy. So they're all involved. Dante, fare you well. It is I, the sinner first in the order. Apologies are in order. Ever since the incident, I could hardly lull myself to a restful sleep. In truth, it was none other than myself who pummeled your head with a clock. To explain this, one must first explore the sentence cuts off as this part of the paper has been torn off. Worry not about what exists no longer. I will not embark on the multiple ascribing of excuses. I write before you in shame and express my willingness to accept any punishment you see fit to dole out. I seek nothing but your forgiveness. I can't believe the culprit was that sinner. Good thing he fessed up, but doesn't something feel off about this whole thing? What if he's just trying to take the heat? But it seems to me that number one sinner doesn't want to share the story any further. Maybe it's best we not dig into it unnecessarily. Oh, hello, Dante. I was taking a walk near here when I found a piece of paper somebody tore off, so I'm returning it here. Hope it finds its way to the original writer. Thus returns the number one sinner's paper. This has to be the key to resolving the case. I hurriedly unfurled the paper. The truth of what transpired. You ever find yourself wondering if that crackling fire-like thing on top of the manager's head is hot like real fire? Or if it would not give off any heat? Curious, right? Don't worry about it, you saying. It's not like we have any other way to tell other than touching it ourselves, haha. Indeed, unproving phenomena cannot be confirmed without direct means of observation. They're asleep. They must have been pretty tired. Indeed, the ticking noise has shrunk in volume. It seems that we have just shared a thought. What if we were to just quickly check while the manager's asleep? Oh my god, they're sneaking into the room. Perhaps the sound of phlegm sinking past my gullet makes far too much noise for this task. Yeah, well, I'm just finding out how loud my heartbeat can get. You saying? The alarm next to the manager is about to go off. You have a minute at most. I shall interface it with the timepiece. I'm like, why is Ryoshi in here? Look at you rats, played out prank. And that is indeed the full tale of what transpired. Under the lens of hindsight, illumination, it would appear that I am making a secret accusation to a fellow of mine. It would be easier on my heart to simply assume the entire weight of culpability myself. And that's where it ends. The culprit was right under our noses the entire time. Oh no, it was Sinclair. Sorry, Dante. I should have been upfront about it, but I was just so adamant about utterly punishing the culprit that I couldn't bring myself to, can't deny that. Tell you the truth in time. To tell you another truth. I think I might have an idea as to why I've been made a student alongside Miss Shi-chun. There must have been something that the company was expecting from me, but it's just not showing up, so they must be making me take these classes to compensate for it. Everyone else is boldly facing their own issues and slowly overcoming them, while I'm still here feeling like I'm stagnating in place. They've been telling me that my time's yet to come, but I don't know. I just get a feeling that ship might have sailed for me already. It was clear to me that Sinclair wasn't just talking about physical training or his combat prowess. It's something more than half the sinners had faced and were facing at this point, about his past and the path that lies ahead. The guilt and the pressure of having failed to confront it was never going to be easy for him to let go. I don't think anyone's got the perfect idea of how the whole trajectory of their lives is going to be. That's why we're all on the bus, isn't it? You know, you can just shout at me and get my act together like Heathcliff does. Oh, I will, if I have to. Whatever that was, you guys managed to talk it out, huh? All I heard was that ticking noise. Oh, sorry about that. What Dante said was, hey, don't bother. I just need a quick glance at that look on your face to feel that tick-tock with my heart. Thus, the curious case of the alarm clock came to an end. So, what do you guys think Ryoshi was trying to say? Two culprits. Guy with a nightly nightmares and my translator. I see. Sinclair sat there for a moment, absorbing the awkward silence. Finally, the 30 days of lessons were completed, and the day of the final exam was upon us. Everyone came out to bid good luck to Jia Shishun on her way to the final exam. My lady, I have nothing but absolute faith that you will be able to complete this final exam just as excellently as you have all the others. It is most likely what you will be facing off against a skilled foe from the Jui or Shi family. Of course, you will doubtless wipe the floor with them. I've taught you all that I know. I hereby give you permission to leave this boot camp. You got this, Shichun. Guys, you really didn't have to come all the way out here to see me off. Still, I have undying faith that you will emerge victorious, my lady. However, Zigong and I have also prepared about 22 alternative solutions in case things go awry, so please don't worry yourself too much. Do you have faith in me or not? Upon our return to the classroom, we were greeted by an unexpected guest. Must be very nice to be Shichun to have so many teachers from all walks of life helping her out. It had been a while since we last saw Jui Baochai, which was during the regular assembly. What are you doing here, big sis Baochai? I couldn't stop myself from paying you all a visit out of pity. If only Shichun and Baoyu both smiled on like nothing happened, our blossoming years would have been peaceful still. Big sis, please stop talking to me like that. I didn't know you could even say such a thing. Has it always been this way? If a fruit has fully ripened, we have to seize it and taste its juices before anyone else. We can't just let go. We can't stand emptiness. My brother couldn't, my parents couldn't. But you, who was born and raised on the very same soil we were, how do you walk so softly, so lightly? I don't. My footsteps are no longer light. Every step, every sight I hold in my eyes as the days go by fills me with abundance. I'm only trying to accept everything as it is without asking for more or less. But how could one do nothing but watch when we're surrounded by such fragrance? What more do you seek, big sis? I want to be closer, that my hands may reach you. Have you already forgotten who had sent you that guest lecturer? Shishun's Pelican isn't headed to the exam site, is it? No, it's not. It's heading to Big Sis Yuan Chun's exam site. Blasted scoundrels. I must hasten after the Pelican before I lose track of them. Wei sprinted outside before Zhu Baochai finished. The trap, huh? Fellas, shouldn't we also get going? Calm yourselves for a moment. Zigong swiftly came between us, clearly having taken a gauge of the situation. It has been too long since the Pelican has departed. It is better not to move based on concrete evidence. It's better to move based on concrete evidence, not urgency. Though a beast seems to have chosen the latter. I think I heard the faint sounds of hooves coming from the direction Zigong was glancing in. So this is what you've chosen. Yes, the exam she's taken thus far were all meaningless lies. I could have shared this earlier, but I decided to follow my own heart, as you decided to follow yours. Baochai smiled sweetly. So now, what fragrance do you smell from me? I smell nothing. Brutal. Zhui Baochai left the room wordlessly upon hearing that reply. A terrible jest Jia Yuanchun plays down to the very last day. Too much time has passed already. I've already given her clan, including Wei, instructions to keep their eyes on the Palanquin, as I observed much strangeness from the Palanquin bearers. Yet there are many places to which one may covertly kidnap the family hierarch. Still, we have to. Your heart is still in a rush. I do not mean to imply that we will abandon her to fate. Look, I have selected a few places on the map with the highest probabilities of being their destination. As the time is not on our side, the Heisho Pax and your team will have to mobilize separately to explore all possible options. Among them, I aim to send you toward this place. Indeed, the glorified internment camp of Hongjuan, now shut down. Pinggan Residential Support Zone. It is a policy of Ji Yuanchun and the former Jia Mu pursued. The policy was indefinitely tabled and the zone was closed off, as many voiced reluctance to pass it, but I find it hard to believe that Jia Yuanchun would admit a defeat so easily. It is a secluded place, perfect to secretly bring harm to the family hierarch, not to mention the symbolic value it carries. I hope she's okay. Have some faith in your pupil. You have taught her to the best of your abilities, have you not? I trust that she will be able to fend for herself until our arrival. Yeah, we trained really, really hard for the entire month. The only reason Jia Yuanchun would employ such under-the-table tactics is because she knows that a fair match would not be in her favor. So let us yank her out of her hand. What? Okay. So let us yank her hand out from under the table and make her regret it. We hurried ourselves along the winding passages of Hongjuan. At first I thought we might have been able to move faster had the Mephistopheles been here with us. But walking through the winding, irregular paths reminded me of why palanquins were a thing in Hongjuan. Ah, already? Upon our arrival, the location Zigong pointed out to us, something emerged from the dark. A figure, no, two, or a small platoon of shadows. Damn it, we're surrounded. The shadows slithered into physical form, lapping their purple serpentine arms at us. See, branch of the Heisho Pax? They don't belong to the family hierarch. Tisk. Oi, what now? What do you mean, what now? We can't just sit here and waste any precious time. Come on, let's fight our way out of this ambush. Ain't that usually my thing to suggest? Fighting's all about morale. Heh. Looks like the classes did have some effect. Sinclair's right, we don't have any time to waste. The first thing I noticed upon entering the room was that it was hot and muggy with the heat of battle, also evidenced by corpses of sea branch Heisho torn wildly about the room. Who's that? Oh, he's a horse. The bloodied beast rises ponderously from the ground, its gaze rising to meet ours. Wait. Hold on, his eyes. Something's definitely off here. He's not looking at us. Rhodia cuts off abruptly, having noticed that something didn't feel right. Away. Away with you. The hooves intermittently kick the ground with anticipation and aggression. What happened here? Did the Heisho make it to the exam hall? Limbless snakes dared trespass? This is actually very cool. Your hideous coils. I will crush them to mulch under my hooves. You're Wei, right? He's completely lost it. I'll ground your filthy scales to dust. Oh no, we gotta fight Wei. Well, I think I got this. Probably.
목을 콱 물어버리자.
12세기 명한나 이 앞에 숨쉬는 자 누구 하나 살려보내 속기를 본다. 저 해충들을 도려내라.
틈을 끊어.
묘여
옳다.
길을 열어라.
해냈구나. 나라도 그랬을 거야.
틈을 끊어.
아, 여기서 이런 공격이 잘 먹히는군요.
자,
한 점만 노린다.
이 거리면 충분해. 너한텐 조금 멀겠지만.
이번에야말로 이 싸움을 끝내주겠어. 여전히 무섭고 겁이 나. 그럼에도 멈추고 싶지 않아. 즐거움 언제나 순탄치 않았고 때로는 어설펐지만 여러분과 함께하는 여행은 늘 제 마음을 설레게 만들었답니다. 그렇기에 여기서 멈추고 싶지 않아요, 단테님.
자, 어쩌겠지 잘 생각해보라고.
목을 떨궈주마.
잠시 망설인 것 뿐일세.
이 격정 속에서 타올라라.
목을 콱 물어버리자고.
모두가 너를 잊어도 반드시 되찾을 거다.
이 전투는 승리할 거예요. 너희는 잘해낼 거야. 언제나 그랬듯이.
실패할 수도 있겠지. 언제나 그랬듯이.
석영 개시 떨고 주마.
제압이 잘 진행되고 있어. 이대로면 큰 손실이 일어나기 전에 모든 게 안정화될 거야.
걱정할 필요가 없는 건 좋네. 잘했어.
불가 위약 막아내지 못하리. 이 거리면 충분해. 너한텐 조금 멀겠지만.
뱀으로 꿰뚫어라. 저 해충들을 도려내라.
쪽 방향이 아닐 텐데.
사여, 길을 열어라.
이 수많은 소원들 중 그대가 이루고 싶은 소원은 무엇인가? 제압 개체에게 맞는 정상적인 공격이야. 잘했어.
티페리트. 당연한 걸 한 것 가지고 굳이 칭찬할 필요 없어.
불가 위약 막아내지 못하리.
손길 낭떠러지기나 다름없다. 허나 도착까지도 몇 걸음. 채워내어야 후회가 남지 않겠지.
목을 콱 물어버리자. 틈을 끊어.
이 경적 속에서 타올라라.
그쪽 방향이 아닐 텐데.
빈틈투성이네.
이제야 회사가 정상으로
About
돌아갔네.
freaking
이번
time
제압은
I
끝이야.
lost So
너희들도
many
고생
early
많았어.
clashes
티페리트, 너도.
on my last tries. Dang it.
언젠가 우리도 모든 게 끝.
Hey, are you alright? My lady, she's in there. Please, you must. Listen, buddy, you're not looking so good. That nasty wound Hand gave you starting to bleed again. Yoshi-shun's Keisha will be here soon. Stay here and wait for their arrival. Don't you worry about a thing, Mr. Wei. Chi-Chun's going to be just okay. Totally, did you already forget who taught her? If only she hadn't chosen me then. She could have achieved such heights. She could have risen much higher than where she now stands. Wei's eyes shook restlessly, lost in the streams of past. Don't you know this already, Mr. Wei? Chi-Chun became the hierarch to transform Hongyuan into a nest that serves its lowest. It was you, your big sister Yuan Chun's final exam. If you were going to kill me anyway, why didn't you just take me out from the get-go instead of wasting all that time teaching me, pretending to be my master? I would hardly deem the hours spent in joy as wastes, would you? Well, I'm not even surprised. Dong Yuan's full of backstabbers anyway. Do not ever trust anyone who approaches you first. It's a saying that has saved a lot of lives in Hongyuan and the city. Normally, those type of people wait until my guard is down to strike. You had plenty of opportunities to kill me during those classes. I gotta say, I forgot a bit of my edge when I was swinging those sticks. The one who hired me handed me, along with my payment, a silken bag of dried wolfsbane powder. So you were hired to poison me. Why didn't you? Why would I use that to claim my pupil's life when I could use it to pay off my tab and buy me a few bottles of quality wine at a local occasion? Which I did. They're precious enough to sustain 3 generations of family, eh? What? My life has thus far been one of rivers and footpaths, drifting hither and thither as the currents took me, a meaningless life of having gained nor left behind nothing. And wouldn't you know it, this kid who'd just become the next hierarch, for the first time in the history of family hierarchs I'd seen, refused the true master of Hongyuan. Those with vision for the future of Hongyuan would grip the land as though it belonged to them. And Hongyuan, trapped in the grasp of a series of intrepid individuals, grew dark and suffocating. The other pupil, who initially seemed to have been included in the lessons as nothing more than an extra, may as well have forced this lesson out of me. And after a while of frolicking with the bumbling hierarch and a particularly nasty pupil, it seems that I shared all that I know with the both of you. Hey, despite the present circumstance, my lessons have all been without a speck of falsehood. Come then, never once have I taught a pupil who would fall at such a place. And if you do, I don't suppose you are a pupil of mine anyway.
중요한 건 내가 어떤 사람인지 알게 하는 것.
Alright, that's the best I can do for now.
좋아, 구조를 파악했어.
Oh, heck yeah.
공망의 날개처럼 꽃처럼 화려한 바람처럼 가볍지만 벌처럼 날카롭게 지도자라면 동료를 포기하지 않아. 전부 보인다고. 다른 누구도 아닌 나 자신을 들여다봐야 해. 그 해결사의 역경에 비하면
Well, that was quick.
깨우치시게.
이제야 회사가 정상으로 돌아갔네.
중요한 건 내가 어떤 사람인지 알게 하는 거.
Okay, it looks like she's been fighting for a bit.
좋아, 구조를 파악했어.
꽃처럼 화려하면 바람처럼 가볍지만 벌처럼 날카롭게. 그 해결사의 역경에 비하면 전부 보인다고. 더 이상 두렵지 않아. 지도자라면 동료를 포기하지 않아. 자, 알고 있는 걸 전부 말해.
Chun. Now that's impressively sneaky. So they're not beasts of Hongyuan for nothing, eh? They just had to get between me and my pupil's spar. Master, wait, you've been working for Jia Yuan Chun the whole time? I mean, Sinclair, it was obvious. Haven't you known me long enough by now to tell, brief as our acquaintance has been, my service is to no one but the bottle? To have all 12 masters squeeze into battle when things were just starting to get interesting is quite discourteous, don't you think? Yeah, master stabbing his pupil in her back isn't. Justice Sinclair and the Night Drifter were locked in an argument. The Heisho beasts who followed us into the room swung their purple arms at Jia Shishun without hesitation. The slithering serpent arm, which suddenly extended into a considerable length. Haven't I already given you due complaint, my friends? Were stopped inches from Jia Shishun's neck by the Night Drifter's arms, biting him instead. Now that's one potent venom. I can feel it spreading through my veins. Listen here, snakes. Haven't I done you courtesy enough? Go back to your holes. I'll even give you an excuse you could give to your lord. Say that you had to withdraw as the Night Drifter of the Drunken Palm got in your way. We serve the same client. Might as well make me take all the blame for your failure. But the Heisho wordlessly stood their ground. Fine, I didn't think you'd listen to someone who doesn't even hold your leash. Too bad, too bad. Well, I suppose this should at least make for a fairer fight with all of her teachers being here and all. I don't ever recall teaching you to make a face like that in front of an enemy. Fine, it's not like stopping one attack makes you our ally. At least one of my pupils know what she's talking about. Perhaps I shall open myself a humble Wuguan here in Hongyuan once this contract is over.
같이 배웠던 걸 써먹을 때야. 내가 너희를 위해서 주문을 외웠는데. 응, 잘 걸린 것 같아. 자, 지금 싸워보는 거야.
짐승들의 재갈을 풀겠다.
이런 일에 흔들리면 안 돼.
토끼를 본다. 저 해충들을 도려내라.
나라도 이랬을 거야.
틈을 끊어.
묘여. 길을 열어라.
제압 개체에게 맞는 정상적인 공격이야. 잘했어.
키페리트. 당연한 걸 한 것 가지고 굳이 칭찬할 필요 없어.
이번에야말로 이 싸움을 끝내주겠어. 여전히 무섭고 겁이 나. 그럼에도 멈추고 싶지 않아.
틈을 끊어. 바로.
옳다.
목을 떨궈주마. 모험하군.
이 거리는 충분해. 너한텐 조금 멀겠지만.
이 경적 속에서 타올라라. 아, 여기선 이런 공격이 잘 먹히는군요.
지나온 길을 생각한 이 또한
이건 치명상이네요.
내가 걸어야만
전투가 끝난 뒤 시계를 돌려주시지 않으면 치료가 어렵겠어요.
Bro, where's my one revive? What the heck?
선역 개시.
모든 결과들은 파우스트가 알아요. 과연
헷갈리고 그 공격을 맞았구나.
다른 누구도 아니. 나 자신을 들여다봐야 해.
아니야. 다시 힘내서 가보자.
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고.
무형. 마지막은
Oh dang, she mastered the move that she was taught. Oh she. He was certainly a powerful foe despite the casual way with which he carried himself. We'd already experienced a hint of his strength then, when he invaded our room during the family hierarch war and swiftly took out his target before leaving. There are slithering noises coming from above. More Heisho. We can't fight him and the sheep. No, that's not an H there. The C branch off at the same time. But if we were to try to create distance between us and where the C branch were waiting to strike us, the Night Drifter will definitely try to exploit that opening. Considering that we had to keep Shishun safe, I wasn't sure how much longer we could hold out here. Is it hard to recall your training outside of our lesson? Remember that your gaze is a form as well. Your enemies will take notice if you don't stop constantly eyeing at the door like a novice. See, the snakes have already mobilized to close off that exit. Ah, you're stalling until the Heisho packs of the family hierarch arrive. Your strategies and thoughts are plain and steady. I see, that's why. These snakes are so impatient to complete the deed and slink back into their holes. The Night Drifter produced another tree branch from his clothes and quickly cast it towards the doorway behind which the Heisho were gathered. And with a thwack, a heavy roof atop the large door instantly crumbled, burying it and blocking off the snakes from entering. It was as though he hit an invisible weakness of the brickwork. I thought I'd given you snakes enough warning to head back. What are you doing? Why? Tix, the bumbling hierarch's promise to bring a real change to Hongyuan has given rise to a certain intrusive thought that was put to sleep long ago. Once upon a time, a blade fiend of an infamous syndicate earned himself the hollow honor of joining the 10 Blades of the East. Yet, to what use is all that, if he could not prevent his little girl from passing on before her old man on a restructuring day? The world averted its gaze from me, so I looked away in return. Leaving behind my rooms, my steel, I picked up a simple tree branch to be my sole companion as I drifted about the city. When I abandoned both my honor and name, all that remained was a life of living for the sake of living, nothing more. And I believe the same fate would doubtless come to for the rotten land of Hongyuan as well, just as it had for this useless drunk, devouring it in the surging darkness as the sun falls yonder. Yet, doubt reared his head for the first time. It is the rooster's cry that signals the night's end. Do you see? The sun rises, even in Hongyuan. Listen well, for your final lesson begins. Emptiness of sound, keep the venom within, and let it not leave your tongue. Emptiness of form, one who aims to bring change to these lands must do so without the knowledge of curmudgeons too logged in wicked traditions to see a better path. Emptiness of mind, in Hongyuan, a land where even the sky lies out of sight, do not let your mind be too transparent. Do not let the Heisho stray from your presence again, not even for a moment. Rule of fear is a detestable thing indeed, yet you will gain nothing by appearing like an easy mark. Yes, master. Then do what you must. It won't be very becoming of a hierarch of Hongyuan to let live a fellow assassin who dared to make an attempt at her life. Jia Shishun wordlessly tightened the grip around her weapon. Very good. Emptiness makes for such a pleasant sight, doesn't it? The Night Drifter grinned, having caught the approaching scent of death.
바람처럼 가볍지만
The night drifter stumbled. He smelled of pungent, bitter wine. When the unsieved dregs of old, cloudy wine settle and the bitter life is left behind, the clear, crisp waters shall spring forth, twinkling under the sun's apricot. Okay, so he's poisoned. The incident was quickly swept under the rug as independent actions of an anonymous, unaffiliated assassin only known as the Night Drifter. As he was not registered to any kind of life insurance plan, his body was buried among the many unnamed graves of Hongyuan. I hear that there was a rather unsavory incident at the most recent exam. I must say, it is fortunate that no important blood has been spilled during it. A nameless, faceless man infiltrating the living headquarters of Dongyuan. I can only be glad that he met the deserved fate. Please, kick her out. Kick her out. Exile her. Do it. Break her knees. Anyone who is at the site could attest to the fact that my guests and I were assaulted by a Heisho sea branch as well. If anyone's going to be held responsible, don't you agree that the blame should fall squarely on whoever decided to send the snakes to that particular location at that specific time? Big Sister Yuan-chun? Is that so? Yet they testify that their presence was only to eliminate the drifter of the night who dared to sneak into Dongyuan, earlier than your own Heisho pack even. Yeah, not only did you get me a new master, in your impatience to seek my growth, ask the same master to harm me. You've certainly outdone yourself, sister. He was nothing more than a boorish executioner of Hongyuan who is willing to do anything for money. I hope you won't be blaming your dear sister for the crime that man has committed independently out of his own volition. There we are. Chi-chun, I believe that this only reinforces my argument that the people of Dongyuan aren't the only people here who believe that you are terribly out of your depth for the task. But Yuan-chun, I've learned so much thanks to you. Rest assured, I won't ever forget those lessons. I understand that many of you may be unhappy or frustrated with me, but you know what's the undeniable truth? That I'm still the legitimate victor of the family hierarch war. Sure, Big Sister Yuan-chun might know more about the details of Hongyuan's administration for now. She might fill your pockets for now, but in the long run, you know she does not have Hongyuan's best interests at heart. Inadequate I may be, but I'm still the chief executive director here at H-Corp, and you, dear Big Sister, are temporarily visiting outsider from Q-Corp. As a hierarch, I know exactly what Hongyuan needs, and I will give the best of my efforts to bring my vision to this land to reality. A place where no one needs to live in fear. A place where one does not need to project fear. Yes, that is my vision for Hongyuan, for H-Corp. I never would have known a month ago that our hierarch had such vast ambitions. She's really saying it. The four great houses and I, we ruled and we knew this land like the back of our hands before you were even a fetus. Indeed, I can tell. I suppose that's why Dongyuan's growth never seemed to stop, while more and more people outside it seem to be falling to their deaths from their homes with every restructuring day. Don't you know the plastic nature of humanity? People will get used to the shadows when the heavens are shrouded. So if you won't cooperate with us, we will. No, I'm not the ones who needs to cooperate. I am a hierarch. Besides, your us is done. Respected members of the board, I believe I have clearly explained my will. Forget about all of your under-the-table deals, and vote with your hearts. You seem very confident, Chi-chun. In case you didn't know, winning those exams has nothing to do with guaranteeing the results of the vote of no confidence. Oh yeah? I don't know. At this point, the vote seems like a mere formality to me. On what grounds? Just a hunch. Not that you'd understand. Tisk, it's true. With how often she's changing the conditions of these tests and votes, we can hardly trust her to be consistent. That is indeed in stark contrast with the hierarch, who promised 30 days of return time and met it precisely on the dot. It is clear which one of them should provide more stability for administrative purposes. Thus, the vote of no confidence began. I must have misjudged her in the past. She's not petty. She knows when to be serious, and I think she's got a good grip on the gravity of war without being consumed by the fear of it. And she remembered my name. With her eloquence, strategic prowess, and boldness, I believe that the current family hierarch is well qualified for her position. I also have faith that she will not ill-treat those of lower station than her. If she's got the handle of how to treat the heart of the smallest child, then I believe she has the capacity to tend to the hearts of those larger as well. While I would be remiss to judge so quickly, she has shown remarkable change and improvement over a short period of time. I say she is someone of rare talent we mustn't lose so easily. Shi Xingji, Shi Huanzhen, Wao Zhao, Wang Qingshan. She's been at the center of all kinds of fun, entertaining events in the world as I lost and gained my neck. Just think about the amusement she'll bring as a family hierarch. And even Zhui Pan, who shared his sentiments via letter. Oh dang. That's surprising. Voted against the motion of no confidence. Like I said, a mere formality. A state of crisis specifically refers to a situation in which the family hierarch is unable to perform their duties or is affected by serious physical or mental impairment. I am both sound of mind and body, and I can handle all duties appertaining to the seat of family hierarch, which means that your services are no longer needed here. Not that they ever were. Big sister, don't you think you've more than overstayed your welcome by now? Here I was, wondering what you were doing with this ragtag group of half-wit nobodies, like your brother. I suppose you didn't spend the whole month lounging around. Very well, savor this little victory for a while. I understand that it was a significant endeavor for you to attain it. Be safe on your way home, big sister. And please, do watch your health. You've always been a sickly child come winter, haven't you? Remember that the only way is down once you've reached the peak. There goes the perfect opportunity to take control of Hongyuan. But our time shall come. Hongyuan without the Jianhu worm will fall behind and get crushed under the wheels of progress. Then, nothing. Ai said that he smells no fragrance from me anymore. Don't let that linger on your heart, little Bao Chai. Crawling in the muck alongside those lowly plebeians must have dulled with his sentences. Am I even useful to you anymore? Mayu won't come back. He won't. I can't make him come back. I understand that now. At least not. Come now with me to Q Corp. Huh? But even my own family has cast me out. What could I possibly do? Have I not given you my word that I can make him return? The strategies of old say that one must stir trouble in the east and strike from the west. Now that trouble has stirred in H Corp, they will hardly have the wherewithal to fix their eyes upon the goings of Q Corp. When the time comes, your fragrance shall spread beyond H Corp to Bayou. I trust that he will never sit idly by when danger threatens Jiashishin. But I have nothing. Poor little Bao Chai, even you are blinded to the shadows cast by your own lamplight. Allow me to illuminate to what use you may be to me. Worry not. I am your only remaining light. After all, aren't I? You are. Man, what a snake. With Shi Chun watching us with an oddly bashful look, we prepared for our departure from Dongyuan. Given that Mephistopheles still showed no signs of ever coming back, it seems that we were to be assigned to various odd jobs around this area for a little while, not to mention the news of distortions occurring in H Corp. We're finally leaving this place for real, huh? Shi Chun, we'll be heading out soon. Yeah, whatever. Get your butts out of here, please. Don't even think about looking back. Oh, I love this new outfit she has. It's really cute. Shi Chun oh my gosh, I can't speak. Exaggeratedly, waves her hand to make us leave. Hey, if we ever get the chance. Yeah, fat chance. I'm sure we've both had more than our fill of each other for this lifetime. Besides, I'll be too busy to go anywhere for a while anyway. Well then, if you ever need our help, our line's always open. Hey, I'm the family hierarch. Who needs whose help now? You truly wear authority well now. Speaking of which, you still have to stay here in Hongyuan, don't you? Did you find a place to stay? No, not yet. Why don't you just stay here for a little bit instead of going out there again and risking scam? Yi Hongyuan's open, you know. Ooh, oh my? For all that get out, go away, and don't even think about coming back. Seems to me you're pretty sad to see us go, aren't ya? Who said that? I'm just extending my generosity and giving you an opportunity to be more efficient. Remember your last attempt at finding a lodging here? The whole building melted away. Anyways, I'll let everyone know that your party is free to enter and leave Dongyuan whenever you want, so use it if you want. After pelting us with rapid-fire answer without giving us a second to reply, she whipped around and left to join away. Verily, to be an educator of another was a task most daunting. Did the last even teach a proper class? Oh, and don't tell me her class consisted of her showing off those figurine collections and forcing the students to sit through another one of them obscure lore summaries. Well, Heath, I sure hope you didn't let Sinclair completely walk over you. Haha. Haha, I sure hope Rhodia didn't totally get shown up in her own area of expertise. Oh, dang. Ouch. That's, oi, Smoky Lass with that penchant for abbreviation. How'd your classes go? Did you manage to teach them anything, or did you just abbreviate your way through the whole lesson? Man, speaking of which, I don't think I've seen you smoking in a while. NSIFOK. Yeah, no smoking in front of kids. I remember you saying something about how it's totally against common sense to smoke in front of a kid. Speaking of which, you had some awesome tricks up your sleeve, Ryoshu. I never thought you'd know how to do things like this. People learn when there's a need. Oh no. She's so screwed. Ever since the classes began, Ryoshu started looking far off into the distance with an odd expression. Sometimes she'd hum a melody we hadn't heard of before. Bummer we didn't get to sit on each other's classes. It would have been nice to see different sides of everyone. We're gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about once we head back, huh? I really wasn't sure where I could possibly get started. Well, since Shishu's given us the option, let's head back to Yihongyuan. You've seen them off with surprising stoicism, my lady. Haven't you been repeatedly eyeing their departure date on the calendar over and over with a look that could just as well be mournful? Gosh, that's because I couldn't wait to get those freeloaders off my back. Well, now that their company has departed, I suppose peace shall reign over Dongyuan for a while. My lady, I believe you are now prepared to stand alone against whatever trial comes your way. Yeah, I know. I also know that I'll carry the lessons they've taught me in my heart for a long, long time. That was my favorite intervallo, I think. That was real fun. We got some foreshadowing too, so yeah, lots, definitely, what's it called? Definitely lots of foreshadowing to things I don't know yet, and things are just gonna go down from the looks of things. Well, that's it from me.